Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I'm gonna go clean up, grab a shower, and voice over, get you guys all up to this point, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
VanLife here with the weather report. Bloody cold today. Look at the flag. Why? It's spring. Come on, I got a Vanderbilt. It's cold. But with warm weather coming soon, we just had to ride out this cold snap. Good morning, everybody. Brr. Where has he been? What's he been doing? He must be planning for something big. Nope. I'm just here freezing my butt off. Don't believe me? Check this out. Check that out right there, boys. Brr. Welcome to a day in the world of a guy freezing in the back of a cargo van, you know what I mean? Oh, the joys of van life, you know? Anyway, let's get to starting this fan up. We can get some heat going in here, you know? And the coffee. Yeah, I could use the coffee. Let's do that. Unplug the cord because it'll freeze if you don't keep it plugged in. Oh, look at the snow is starting to go. I like it. It's still not warm. No, not yet. Burr, back to bed. Oh my God, it's so cold. Oh. Oh, hurts getting up and firing that bloody van up, man. Y'all seen the temperature gauge? It ain't freaking warm in here. So currently, I'm sitting in an all metal cargo van, bare metal, no insulation, no wall boards. No real heater. The van itself is a heater, but I'm gonna sit under the blanket for like 15 minutes while this thing warms up. And blow some cold air around. You know? And then when it warms up enough where I can tolerate to get out of bed, I'll hop out front and drive my butt to Tim Hortons, where I can get a nice hot coffee for $2. Yes, life. I'm surprised I slept at all last night, actually. Yesterday was so bloody windy. With that being said, I didn't move too much, honestly. Just avoided the whole day. This is the side of VanLife that you don't see all the time, folks. But I'll be fine. I'll be fine, everybody. You know, I chose this life. I absolutely 100% chose this life, and I wouldn't go back to sticks and bricks or hide out in anybody's house while I'm building my van. This is how I chose to live, you know. There are true nomads. Alright, you guys, let's get up, pull into the parking lot, and grab ourselves a coffee. Woo! This is hilarious. So I drive to the drive-thru and I was like, hey, everybody's looking at me. I was kind of used to that because of being in the white van, you know. You couldn't hide for a second in that thing. And for whatever reason, it looked like everybody just was looking at me in that thing. Now I'm all incognito in the blue van, and not many people recognize me, which is kind of cool. I am enjoying the stealth factor of that. But I was in the drive-thru and I noticed the girl was looking up. I'm like, oh yeah, let's look at Starlink dish up there. Holy smokes. This is what happens when you film stuff and forget that you got stuff set up before you go for a coffee, you know. Where'd my card go? Yeah. Huge thanks to the subscriber who dropped by the other day with a set of jack stands and Tim Hortons gift card. Thank you very much for that, brother. It's been really keeping me warm here lately, you know. We got our coffee and we're just about to park and wait for the rest of the guys to wake up. I'm up extremely early compared to them, and I have been lately. Just because it's cold, you know. Chris's heater is still rocking really good in his bus. Mr. Blur has that really nice expensive heater, so he hasn't had to worry about it, which is awesome. And now I don't have a heater in my van. And to be honest with you, I don't know if a lot of you remember. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember the -50 video, where we had heater issues and stuff like that. But one out of all stuck out, and that was our friend Crystal. She lives in her Jeep, and she has no heater. All through -50, no heater. With that being said, I had mentioned that it seemed like she had a little easier of a time than we did not having a heater, because she didn't have to worry about it breaking down. As much as I have to idle right now to warm up, I'm not consistently burning diesel. I'm I'm not consistently having to idle the van just for battery power, even though the van's warm, if that makes any sense. With a diesel heater, idling your vehicle with heat and then also having heat from your van can be a little different, you know. But yeah, what was I saying? Something. What was I saying? I don't even know anymore. But yeah, it's cold. You know, it's cold. But yeah, that's what I was saying. The heater stuff thing comparison. But yeah, right now, we're at the tail end of winter here in Canada, thankfully. Every now and then it'll seem like, oh, it's spring there. And then the next day it snows. It's not like my videos are out of date or out of time. They're actually in, like, you guys are like, if I upload a video, chances are it happened yesterday. But with that being said, yeah, it's just, it feels like not having a heater, a diesel heater anyway, like, it seems like I'm having a little easier of a time, believe it or not, than when I had one of those things. And mind you, I'm a total creature of the warm. I hate the cold. Waking up cold like that hurts me, and I swear it takes years off my life. I don't enjoy it at all. At all. But I do enjoy van life, and I wouldn't give that part of it up for any reason. You know, I'm not gonna run and hide to the hills when things get rough or get cold. I chose this life, you know. And with choosing that life, I allowed my mentality to adapt to the point where this is normal for me, you know. A lot of people see my videos and they're like, oh my god, he's in a hurt situation. This is a normal Thursday for me. This is a normal day for me. Whether the days I'm working or whether the days I don't have to work, I'm just living, you know. And that's what comes from never give up on living life. Because regardless of what's happening, I always try to look for the positives and everything, you know. And that could be a little cliche, or whatever they say it is, but it really helps with my mentality, you know, and it really helps with a lot of other people that I know around here's mentality. When someone comes around and they're negative, we all struggle with our own shit, right? It's just a fact of life. But especially in the winter time, if you let something negative leach into your life in the best of times, you know, it can have a major reaction or dramatic effect on someone's mentality. And even in a good situation, you know, keeping that negativity out of your life can be huge. And I want to enjoy my coffee. I want to enjoy this wonderful van, this wonderful roof I have over my head, these wonderful ugly wheels I have underneath me, and everything about it, you know. I'm waiting in here. Oh, buddy, it's cold out there. Oh my god. Hurry up, I need to turn this thing on. I ain't got no diesel heater up in there yet. Ooh, it's cold. Ooh, it's cold. Yep, I'm definitely enjoying it. Where's the cap? Ah. Ooh, hat blew right off my head. Oh. Okay, let's start this thing up and go back to the parking lot. And even though it was cold, windy days, I still tried to do what I could to prep for the build that was coming soon. such as going to the storage unit that I had in a friend's garage and sorting through everything I had, including grabbing my fridge and anything else that I might need for the front build out that I was about to do. This plywood will be used for the front storage box. I have a cool idea for those side foot rails, so I hung on to those. I also have a bunch of stuff that will eventually see its way into the van as it gets built out. And even though this may seem like an overwhelming amount of stuff to put into one van, once it all has its place, everything will fit perfectly and still look clean. The only things in this pile I'm not sure about keeping are the antlers and this pedal bike trailer. I'd really like to do something with them, but maybe not hold on to them full time. I also have my Christmas tree and my 2 bikes that I really need to get on putting back together and fixing the parts that it needs. I'm not 100% certain on how I'm going to hang them off the van, but we'll come up with something cool. I will soon be coming back to grab these pieces of plywood to do the front power box build, along with my roof rack rails and many other things as the build continues. One very big thing that I'm excited for is mounting all of the light bars that Oxbeam sent. It's been a long time coming, but I wanted to make sure they were mounted properly. Even the wiring that you've seen me do in the van a few videos back has been completely pulled out and redone a different way. I will show you here very soon. But for now, all I came here for was to organize the garage a little bit and also grab my fridge. Of course, it's not like I could really fit too much more in this space right now anyway. Over the next few days, even though the weather started to warm up and the sun came out a lot more, it was still really windy, not allowing us to do very much. Until finally, we came up with a genius plan, allowing us to be able to block the wind so we can do some work, finally. We decided to park in between buildings and also in a circle like they did in the Western wagon days. Once that cut down on the wind a bit, we went right to work. Unfortunately for me, at this stage of my build, for me to do anything, everything has to come out. And even though we had most of the wind blocked, pulling everything out was very frustrating, having to pin everything down so nothing blew away. While I was at my friend's place, I managed to kidnap these cool paintings that he did. I really love how it goes with the van and also helps for window blocking. Later that day, Happy showed up and I was able to use his grinder to sand down a bit of the floor just to get that bit of surface rust out of there. I will be revisiting this stage when we permanently put the floor down. On this day, I wanted to focus on the dash part of the build and blocking off these heat vents right here so that my batteries won't overheat in this area. I've been under the dash a number of times in the last few days, just tucking up wires and other things to tidy everything up and get ready to install more wires in the future as the build progresses. But for right now, I've got enough of a mess on my hands. For anybody curious what the airbag looked like, this is it right here. Be very careful when removing them. I've had a few go off on me in the past. One of my next tasks is to measure out and put the plywood floor in this area. But after a day of wiring and planning, that quickly became the next day's task. Remember everybody, I'm no carpenter. And all of these cuts and measurements were done without a measuring tape. I simply just looked at it and cut it out the way I felt it should look. Eventually I did get a little smarter and managed to use a piece of cardboard to make the trickier cuts. But once I was done, it came out alright. I did cut off this side door paneling. In the future, I will replace it with something else. But I need it to do so I can close the door and have that clean line from the floor to the door. You will see why here very shortly. I also mounted my charge controller in this area. I'm not 100% sold on it, but for now, that's where it'll be. I scribed the wood so that it would bend with the floor of the van. I also cut this little circle out because there's actually a hump, just a tiny one, that comes back that far. I cut around the seat bracket, and I will also be putting wood all over the rest of the floor as well. Once we do the final install of all of this, you will see how I will mount the plywood to the floor, keeping it all connected. I will also be keeping some of the factory panels, but trimming them out so that things can fit a little closer to the walls. This is a great example on how scribing the wood can help you fit and bend the plywood to fit in the area of the floor you need it to. I will not be going any further with the plywood, but I want it to level it out for where my feet sit to where I walk into the driver's seat area. I would just like to note that the most frustrating thing about building your van as you're living in your van is pulling everything out and putting it all back in the evening so that you can get to sleep. But at the end of the day, sitting there and looking at all the progress makes you feel really good. This was my first visual example of how the desk would kind of look when it's fully built. That night, my brain felt like it wouldn't shut off, and when it finally did, I think I dreamt up some kind of dream plan or idea, because the next morning I jumped right into action. You see, looking at that plywood template of what I could have for a desk idea really kicked my brain into gear, and I thought, how can I visually see my desk besides it just being on paper without actually building it? And this is what I came up with. Remember, this was the drawing I had done up in plan for the power box. And after just a little bit of cardboard cutting and tape, I was able to take it from a drawing on paper to a cardboard cutout example of how it will look like. And I can also use these pieces as templates to lay on pieces of wood and cut it out for the permanent thing. As much as this might just look like 4 pieces of cardboard taped together right now, there's actually a lot of little complex pieces that I cut out to go around the dash and still be able to get out my doghouse if I ever needed to maintenance the vehicle. I also built a little shelf on the inside of the power box to hold my inverter and allow it to stick out and make it reachable from the driver's seat. This tabletop looks square, but it actually comes in on an angle, as I mentioned, allowing access for me to get the doghouse off easily. And even though right now it's just built out of cardboard, I'm pretty convinced this might be the most complex and neatest thing I've ever made in my life. And I'm very excited to turn this from cardboard to wood very soon. If you notice, I also mounted the Starlink modem on the pillar above the power box, and I think this will be its permanent location because I can easily reach the inverter to plug it in when I need to. After a quick lunch break, the ideas kept rolling in to what I could do with this power box desk area. And after being attacked by a friendly dog named Chappie, I continued to add more and more to the desk area. One of the things I realized was that disassembled on that shelf the inverter sits on, I could hide away the Starlink dish. On top of that, I decided to add a pull-out counter so when I'm in the driver's seat area, I could use it like most do their office desk. One of the many reasons for me taking all of these temporary steps before the final build is I simply do not have everything to complete each step yet. But among that much mess, closer, you can see a fully completing that will help this van. Well, you guys, looks like we got more batteries to add to the van. Redudu reached out and hooked me up with a 200 amp hour lithium battery. So we're going to be testing that. Expect that video to be coming soon. And since we did that, Chris is going to be getting this battery that was under the hood of the van and under the hood of the white van. And now it'll be going under the hood of the bus.
Well, yeah. Here you have a 10. think?
Did you read the book?
Definitely missing steps. Look, not like you're missing steps. The book is. Right? You look at the book. Right? So he folds it straight down, and then somehow it gets twisted. But he doesn't tell you that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I did it.
It took you 5 minutes.
Anyone who has one's not selling it.
Not at all. Come on, give her.
Yeah, I keep that real careful.
Right? Pretty simple. Is it clean up there?
Oh yeah.
Nice. I'm always worried. Is it clean? Is it clean? I don't care about anything else. Is it clean?
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard.
I remember doing this for hours, dude. The engine shop.
Yeah.
All the numbers matching, guys. You gotta get the right bolt in the right spot.
One
man.
of us has got to put a vice on the back bumper of our vehicles.
You guys, bolts are all clean. You won't spray them down. And then what we're doing here today is we have dropped Mr. Blair's fuel tank
and he's added his heater's fuel line to his tank. Thankfully on these Transits they have a nice little clip right up here, right up in here, that you can attach. So we've already done that. Now we're just about to put it back up in.
Whoa, 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 watch out.
Way you go, team. What would you do for a Transit guy? Look at all the workers.
We got an MVP crew going on.
Bro, you give yourself to the build, man.
Hey, you could probably pull that jacket actually.
Look out.
Yeah, without clean threads, the 1/4 would have never done it. Oh, 1/4 ratchet, you go. Like Odie. Tenacious, small but tenacious. Great. That was good.
Great success.
All it takes. Yeah, boy! Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
You want the torque wrench? I'll
Dude,
set,
this is just the beginning. This summer we're going hard.
I'll set the
We
torque
just
wrench.
gotta go hard.
Ooh, God,
She
no.
said to about 125.
We just gotta go hard.
We're on point right now, too. Show your fans some love. Right there. You gotta look around like a chick from the rear. Right there. It's right there.
Way to go.
Oh, my hair had to flicker.
Way to go.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Hey, who left their pool bag, man? We
Well, just in case we had an accident down there.
You never know, man. We're back here again after another long day of doing stuff on the vehicles, and it's time to relax for a bit, but that catches you guys all up to basically today, you know. At the end of this video I will be popping on to do a live stream. Make sure you jump in and join that, and if you miss it, be sure to jump back and rewatch it. I'll be leaving the live chat there for the replay as well, so that if you miss it, you can feel like you're more involved with the live stream. So yeah, update on Turtles. Step, it's doing pretty good. I do like that green, actually. It's nice. Turtle. And as for this thing, we will do more updates on the power box and what my plan is. I still need to get a couple more connectors and wire to fully hook up the lithium Redudu battery. So huge thanks to Redudu for sending that out to me. We will do a full review on that battery, along with a update review from using it for a while. So yeah, be sure to keep tuned in for that. It's my first time with a lithium battery. Usually I'm always AGM, but decided to try it out, you know. But my plan with the next few videos is to basically take all of this out, give the floor a good
really, really good sanding down and primer, rust treated, kind of, you know, and then paint it all fully so that it all looks one color instead of blue patches. And then we are going to be mounting and fully painting the plywood to the floor. I'll show you guys all that in the next video as well. And then fully building the power box. Once the power box is fully built out of plywood, then we can go ahead and install stuff 100% permanently, you know. This is the one thing, this and where the speakers will sit, the subwoofer system. Those are the two things that I will be mainly focusing on right now. And then we can get more into the back build after the transmission. But for right now, this will allow me to, you know, this will take this off my mind. This is a big thing. This has been a big thing for me, the wiring system on this van. I'm new to the whole wiring game, but I'm trying to do what I can with the friends I have. We're making it happen. The next things that I'm gonna need to wire into this, once I get the house battery wired in, is going to be all of the interior lights, switches, figuring out what's all gonna be going into the back. And then also we have aux beams, light bar kit that's gonna be going on the roof, along with a solar panel on the roof. I'm hoping to get a really big one. On top of that, we're gonna have to be wiring up the speaker system. So roughly we're looking at about 8 to 9 lights on the roof, 8 to 9 lights on the inside, and then 8 to 9 speakers in total with 3 amps and 1 inverter, the 700 watt inverter. So it's going to be a lot of wiring in this little van, you know. But like I said, the plan is to have it be the best hot rod VanLife van anybody's ever seen. And with that, it's going to take time, patience, and lots of wire. But one thing I need to do is the wiring before I can really go any further with any of the build, because if I don't know where the wiring, I don't want to be digging through insulation to do my wiring, if that makes sense. And as we've seen with my white van, if you don't plan for wiring, then your wires end up outside the wood and you can see it, and I don't want that. I want this to be completely clean and just like that, you know. I really love that. Right, that there's no wires showing, and once that desk gets built, we'll add more to it. My plan is to have that volt gauge there. My plan is to have the volt gauge on the dash for the house. My plan is to have the volt gauge on the dash lit up green for the van battery, and then I want to add another, you guys can't see what I'm pointing at, but I want to add another volt gauge on the back of the power box so I can see it from bed, and that will be for the house battery. You know, it's just the little things, but it all takes time, and in the end I'm gonna be really happy with the way it turns out. There's so much that we're gonna be doing to this thing. The one big thing that we're gonna be doing very, very soon, along with Turtle's head gasket. Currently he has a blown head gasket and he's been making milk in his oil every day. So he's getting the parts in Monday. We're gonna be doing the head gasket on this guy, and then I'm hoping to, it's gonna be expensive, but I'm gonna hope to try and do the transmission on the blue van very soon around the same time. That way we're both immobile around the same time, same spot, you know, and we're there together. So with that being said, you know, there's a lot going on. I'm gonna try and keep you guys up to date as much as I can. Be sure to check out the live stream right after this video. But for now, remember, never give up on living life, because life is the most precious thing we have. Have a good night, everybody.